What's up to Lion Talk Live? So we love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew. This is Ball Hawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
All right, well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining us here today. Lions Talk Live morning show edition. And hey, I think we've got a pretty good one for you guys today. We've got some information that came out yesterday when you look at the notes from training camp, etc. Some different things that the coaching staff did to try to augment the lineups, try to put some guys in, try to take some guys out. Just made some changes, and I think they were pretty noteworthy for the Detroit Lions. I do believe with these tells by the coaching staff, you're going to see some changes to the predictions that I had, and probably many other people had, to the final 53-man roster, because to me, you got 6 days until that final roster hits. You're not making these moves in camp to get these guys some reps and in the starting lineup unless you feel like they are going to be around for the final 53-man roster. At least that would be my prediction or take on it. As most of you guys know, I've coached for a real long time, different sports, and I would just say this, hey, coaches give you their thoughts by what they do on the field, especially the practice field, again, just a week or so before they actually hit the final 53-man roster. All right, with all that being said, let's get into a couple different things. Let's get into the fact that if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We're about 20-ish subs away from hitting 7,400. So if you can help out with that, that'd be great. Also, if you're enjoying the channel, everything we do here, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. We try to get every video between 200 to 300 or more, 100 likes. So if you can help out with that, that would be A-okay with me. Next, if you are looking for perhaps a good read in this offseason leading up to the start of the Lions regular season, or maybe just like reading in general, please consider going to Amazon.com and checking out the book Kajora. Outside of one of my 50 other jobs, I do write books. So if you like historical fiction, go ahead and check this out. You can find it on Amazon.com among other publishers. Kajora. All right, and one other thing, let's get into the first headline or segment of the show, and that will be 5 headlines now. All right, you're going to see some stuff here, and then we'll get into the NFC News and North. You're going to see a lot of commonality between the NFC News and North notes of the day, plus some of the stuff with the Detroit Lions shakeups and roster notes. So let's get into 5 headlines now to kick us off. And here we go. First one of the day is Jameson Williams displays a jaw-dropping route running in practice. This is Athlon Sports by Cole Sullivan. So let's pull this up. I actually dug up the video from it, and you can see we've all been talking throughout the entire offseason how much Jameson Williams has grown, developed, etc. But you know what? Here's just another layer of that. I'm going to pull that up. Apologies if it's not the greatest, but let's get into it and see if we can get it to play. So, oops, made a hit the wrong button there, but let's, can we get the play button? Is there a play button? Can we, there we go. Let's watch that one more time, hopefully without all the mix-ups in the buttons here. So, let's watch it one more time. All right, you see him move out the line, the in and out. Man, the speed in which he's able to get in and out there, use the shoulders, and also notice the elbows use on there. That's something I always pay attention to with wide receivers. But yes, either way, you can see the speed of Jameson Williams, the quickness, the route running. My big complaint with him, if you go back and you watch the show for a hot second, I've always said, in my opinion, when you watched him at either college when he played. I just don't feel like he was taught a whole lot from a fundamental standpoint, from a mechanical standpoint. It seemed like they really relied just on his speed, his wills, his God-given abilities to make him a star wide receiver in college. From the technical standpoint, he's like a Giovanni Manu or a Broderick Martin. They got by on athleticism. They were not taught a whole lot, in my humble opinion. But now that you've seen him taught a lot, developed, you can see Jameson Williams really is going to be a problem for just about every defense we face this year. All right, Gibbs, quote, trending the right way, end quote. Most injured Detroit Lions to be ready week 1. This is from the Detroit Free Press, Dave Burkett. I get we had a breaking news video on this yesterday after the Dan Campbell presser, but it bears repeating. Detroit Lions are getting healthy at the right time. You're seeing a lot of their guys that have been held out for a couple weeks now or longer starting to come back and emerge, and MCDC did give us some corroborating quotes yesterday saying he believes that basically the vast majority of these guys will be back this week or next week. A couple of them will be back the following week when the Lions players get a bit of a mini break before they start prepping for the Los Angeles Rams and week 1. All right, probably not a great thing for most Lions fans here, but it is what it is. Nate Sudfeld has, quote, upper hand with Hendon Hooker in backup for backup Detroit Lions quarterback spot. This is from Dave Burkett. And yes, in the presser yesterday, MCDC himself did come out and say he thought Nate Sudfeld had basically, at this point, a bit of an advantage over Hendon Hooker. Now, he also does go on to say, though, their plan was originally against Kansas City was to start Hendon Hooker and even give him the vast majority of the game. But as we all know, he was coming back from concussion protocol, only had a couple days to go through and get reps to get ready for the game. They didn't feel like it was fair for him to get out there and start since he wasn't as prepared as they would have liked him to be. He did also mention there's a real chance he could play the vast majority of this game against Pittsburgh. So something for us definitely to check out as Lions fans. All right, next of the 5 headlines now, Detroit Lions training camp participation. Speaking about injured guys coming back, we've got Brian Branch, Carlton Davis return, SB Nation, story by Jeremy Reisman. So, Branch being back is not new. He's been back. He's also been limited since he's been back. They haven't overloaded that ankle. So he comes back, he gets a day off. You guys get it. Davis, though, he's been out about a week or so, but he's back now, and it sounds like all the training wheels are off. He's just a good to go. So that's great news for the Detroit Lions secondary, which has looked very strong. Anybody watching the live cast that we had against Kansas City, we're all talking about the same stuff. When you watch the Lions secondary, and these are the second or even third string guys out there against Kansas City's first string guys, they performed incredibly well. So now that you're getting a Davis back, it sounds like you have Terrion Arnold back one day next week before the mini break, and then they come back. And then they expect TA to be fully back. Rakestraw will be back, it sounds like, next week as well. So it's real good news for Detroit Lions fans. All right, Lions likely have 5 to 6 roster spots available. Sports Illustrated, story by Christian Boer. So I will say MCDC also mentioned this yesterday. I think it was Justin Rogers who specifically asked him, at this point, how many spots do you really believe are left open to be won? I guess that's the best way to word it. And MCDC, like we always expect of him, he doesn't sugarcoat things. He doesn't hold back. He comes right out and says, yeah, probably 5 to 6 spots are left between him and Brad Holmes up for grabs. So you got a lot of guys putting in work this week. Now let's get over to the NFC North news and notes of the day. And yes, we're going to see a common theme between this and the Detroit Lions main topic of the day. All right, so let's get the drum roll going. Phil, if you can, cue up the Duke Crew guitar, and let's get that headline music going. Packers film review. Green Bay's offense still has depth issues at tackle, USA Today. So we all get it. If you can't block for your quarterback, you're really limited in what you can do for your offense. Running game, passing game, the amount of hits you can stop your quarterback from taking. Whatever it is, if you can't block, your offense is probably not in a good way. And Jordan Love, he's shown real good development last year, but if he's going to have only 3 steps to drop every time, that ball is going to have to come out quick. So it means less downfield shots, which, hey, that probably plays right into the Detroit Lions defense, looking at it from a selfish view. I finally cleared Chicago Bears 3rd-round pick, I'm not even going to try the name because I'm going to destroy it, can focus on figuring into the offensive line. Fox 32, Chicago. So again, we've all talked about all season long, and not to go in and make this a Chicago Bears show because it's not. It's a Detroit Lions show. Keep that in mind. Some of the commentators out there. But you're seeing a common thread between the Packers and now the Chicago Bears. We all get it. The Chicago Bears do not have a strong offensive line, and they're trying to do what they can to Scooby-Doo and figure out how to get better protection out there. Thank you. Because the one thing, while they've looked very good overall as a team in the preseason, the offensive line has still been kind of mixed reviews. Now, going on from that to the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings offensive depth chart sees major shift, A to Z Sports. And yes, it is on the offensive line. They are trying to work things out. They are moving a couple guys from guard to tackle, a couple tackles from starting to depth chart, and they are moving guys all around, trying to solve their puzzle, their mystery, their issues that they are seeing in the preseason on the offensive line. All right, so without further ado, now that we know that everybody in the NFC North has some offensive line issues, let's get over to some shakeups and a couple news and notes with the Detroit Lions and to the main topic of the day. All right, so I think most people would say the Detroit Lions, at least on paper going into the season, appear to have, if not the best offensive line in the NFL, it's top five. We can all probably at least agree on that. The Lions have a top five-ish offensive line. Where are you going to rank them? Where are you going to place them? We can all debate that stuff. So if you guys remember my 53-man roster prediction earlier in the week, I said, hey, I've got Duke Clemens winning the backup center spot. And I said it was a tight race, in my opinion, between him and Kingsley Equan. So the reason why I had it a tight race is Kingsley, he's had a phenomenal training camp. I think everybody gets that. My problem is against Kansas City, it looked like his lack of strength really showed up both in pass blocking and in the run game blocking. So that's why I gave, at least for now, Duke Clemens a nod in that department that, hey, he's probably going to edge out Kingsley. But the Detroit Lions coaching staff sees these guys far more than you or I ever will, just because they're around them all the time. So while I said Duke Clemens, not so fast, said MCDC and Hank Fraley. Kingsley went in and started yesterday. Major shift here. They put him in the starting offensive line unit. They had him out there basically filling in for Kevin Zeitler, who's due to come back, it sounds like, next week. But I think this is a huge nod toward Kingsley in the starting offensive line. And yes, there's going to be some other parts to this shakeup that I'm talking about. Kingsley would come in at the right guard position, and the undrafted free agent looks like he is gaining steam towards playing and earning a spot on the 53-man roster. I had him not making it because, again, Duke Clemens. But I'm going to say this. I think we've mentioned it every time I've done the 53-man roster. I believe they're going to keep Manu. They're going to keep Mahogany. They're going to keep Sorsdale. I think I've finally learned how to say his name right. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on the pronunciations. Anyways, I think they're going to keep all those guys because they are young. They are depth pieces. The one part I do wonder is what they're going to do with DeMarco Jones because he did show incredibly well last week. So could the undrafted player Kingsley make Equan make the team? I think this is a strong indication, yes. To me, you got 6 days into the final 53-man countdown, and if he's performing well enough where you feel confident putting him in the ones, you're probably keeping him on the team. Plus, he can play guard and center. So take that with the thing of salt. Now, you're saying, well, Dan, hey, shakeups in the starting offensive line. Hey, that's great. No, but is that really, trending news, shakeup news? Well, not so fast. Let's go on to some other stuff here. Hey, what do you say? So we've all been talking about, hey, the wide receiver room. What do we got going on here? The X receivers, the outside guys, the big body guys. It's been a big disappointment in camp. Well, not so fast. Did you know in yesterday's training camp, hey, your friend of mine, Donovan Peoples-Jones, showed up. He was in the starting lineup. He was out there with the big body boys, the number one guys, the Amon-Ra St. Browns, and he put on a show yesterday. From all reports, he had his best day at camp. And what do you know? It's less than a week until the 53-man roster spots are revealed. He had some, quote, draw-jopping red zone one-on-one drills catches. And now, to be fair, they do say Donovan Peoples-Jones showed up, but so did Darius Fountain. Each of them stood out, each winning both with the reps for scores. Fountain had a nasty release on Brandon Joseph to clearly create separation and get an easy score in the end zone. But Donovan Peoples-Jones, not to be showed up, had in a contested 7-on-7 drill a contested catch over 3 Lions defenders that included Brandon Joseph and Clea Dorsey. The other person isn't named. Peoples-Jones had impressive physical wins, even besting Kirby Joseph twice in a row. So could it be Donovan Peoples-Jones has been playing a little bit of cat and mouse? Hey, didn't maybe put a bunch of wear on his, getting up there in age body, keeping the best until the end of training camp when he knew there was a lot on the line? I mean, it's possible, I guess. I'll leave that up for you guys to debate, I guess, on that. Now, further corroborating this is towards the end of practice, Lions had 20 seconds left with no timeouts, 3rd and 12 from the opponent's 17-yard line. Goff, while he has Jameson Williams, he's got Amon-Ra St. Brown, among others, he's out there running with those guys at receiver, with Brian Branch crashing down on Goff with a blitz. Goff stood calmly in the pocket and unleashed a bomb down the field to Donovan Peoples-Jones, who made a contested catch over 2 Lions defenders, broke free for the score. So I will say this. We've all been wondering about the X receiver. We've all been wondering about the depth chart in multiple different situations. These 2 situations alone with Donovan Peoples-Jones, and I'll even throw Fountain in there, along with Kingsley Iguana, I think this is strong indication from the Lions coaching staff. Maybe they've been playing a little bit of, cat and mouse here and there. Iguana, maybe it's just the fact that this guy has really risen up the ranks. Another undrafted gem, apparently, by the Detroit Lions organization. We shouldn't be surprised when this happens because Brandon Joseph is an undrafted free agent. We all get it. There's a bunch of these guys that seem to consistently make it here, and that's a credit to the scouting department, in my humble opinion. Guys who go out and find diamonds in the rough that nobody else found. So what do you guys think of all this? Do you think Kingsley Iguana is going to make the team? Do you think he is potentially another huge gem? Do you think Donovan Peoples-Jones and maybe even Fountain have just been, holding back a little bit, preserving their bodies until now that we're a week away from the final 53? Now they're going to unleash the beast? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the training camp the rest of this week, because if Donovan Peoples-Jones continues this, he's going to be your number 4 receiver. I don't think there's going to be a question about that. And I'm rooting for the guy at this point. I'm hoping he does it. I'm hoping that all these guys do come together, because obviously that's going to help out the Detroit Lions. All right, you guys have heard me enough about all this. Let's go over to the Duke Crew and see what you guys have to say. I see the comment section is moving and shaking, and Broski and Fake Broski, I'm just going to put you guys on notice right now. This is a Lions show. If you guys get out of hand, I'm going to put you both in timeout. So try to keep this Lions based. And hey, as you guys always know, no politics, yada, yada, stuff like that. So, all right, I am scrolling up to the top, and let's get this thing going. Moonscar Blade, what do you got? Good morning, Duke Crew. Should be an interesting episode of Lions Talk Live, and I hope every episode is, although some may be more so than others. See, Bo, good morning, Duke Crew. Noteworthy changes? ? I see Super Bowl. Woo! And just for you, Bo, you know what? It's been a minute since I've hit you with one, so here you go. 1,000,000%. All right, Moonscar. Dan, what's the word on Lions Talk Live merchandise sales? Discount code or something? Let me ask Jen about that. She said she reduced the prices on there. So as far as I know, they're reduced. So I will ask her, though, again, man, and let you know. All right, see, France, good day, Dan and the Duke Crew. So what's the news, Coach? Hopefully you heard the news, and let me know your thoughts there, France. See, Bo, Tampa Bay game is getting closer. Tailgate party time, 100% with that. Oh, got to get a lot for us, though. Got to get a lot number for everybody. Big Eddie Green, salutations, Duke Crew. I think if the coaches are changing things up for this far into camp, it's due to a few things: injuries, development, or giving up on someone. Could be all of the above for sure, man. I think you're spot on with that. Clark, training camp will also produce someone who wins over another who lost. Let the best players win. 100%. Yeah, don't play favorites towards anybody. If you want a spot, you earn that spot. Phil, salutations and greetings. Back at you, Phil. All right, Jerome, what do you got? Good morning, Coach Dan, Duke Crew. I was finally able to get me and all 10 of my brothers on a fellas trip. We headed to New Orleans. That's a great place to go, by the way. Tomorrow, and be sure to let the Saints fans know we'll be there February 9th. I like the way you're thinking. Hey, spreading the good word of the Duke Crew. I like it. And good morning to you too, Jerome, by the way. Have a great time down there, my buddy. All right, Stephanie, good morning, boys! Exclamation point. Coach Dan, I'm so happy for you. When I got out of the show yesterday, I seen you had about 1,000 viewers live. The Duke Crew has grown a lot over the year I've watched and enjoy this. Hey, I'm just glad everybody enjoys it, man. I have fun. Hopefully you guys know putting it on. Hopefully you guys have fun being here. So it's definitely grown from the first the first month when I did this show when I had like 20 subs, and I'm pretty sure my mom was 19 of them. So who knows, man? I'd say Phil, with the starters mostly being held out of gameplay, how will they play against the Rams? I'm sure there'll be a little bit of a learning opportunity that first quarter, maybe the first couple drives. The good thing, Phil, though, for the Detroit Lions, especially on the offensive side, is there's no real big, huge changes there. I mean, all the guys, the quarterback, the tight end room, the offensive line room, for the most part, are still intact as it has been for the last few years. So I don't think it will take them very long to kind of get up to speed, if you will. All right, AJ, good morning, all. Drinking a dew. Enjoy a dew for me. I've got about an hour till I can get a dew. See, Phil, the show stinks, and Dennis is phony. Hey, sometimes truth reveals itself. All right, Daniel, good morning, all. Back at you. Jerome, hey, Coach, I forgot to mention I love what you've done with the show, brother. Hey, thanks for that, man. And again, if you guys ever have ideas, suggestions, feel free to fire them on over, man. I don't bruise easy. Just great sanitation, Phil. That's the big question and a good one. Anyone know if the Rams have been playing their ones? Ooh, now that's a real good question. I don't know about the Rams. I really haven't paid attention to them much. Probably get past this Pittsburgh game. A lot more of the show, we'll probably have a segment, Rams update or something like that. What's going on with the Rams today or something like that. So that's a good thought there, though, Jess. Dennis, good morning, Dan, the Duke Crew. Back at you, my friend. Darcy, good morning, Dennis. Mike the Ring, Gunny, howdy, Dan, the Duke Crew. Guess what day it is? Hump day. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, I miss those commercials, man. Darcy, good morning, Daniel Colby. There you go. Moonscar, I think Phil's account got hacked or he has an imposter. Just kidding, Phil. Man, who could ever impersonate the Phil? There you go. Trey, what's good, everybody? Question mark. Sometimes shakeups are like breakups. They can be a good thing. Yeah, I knew where you're going there with that, Trey. And yeah, you're right. Sometimes they lead you to further progression. Phil, laughing. Papa Noel, greetings and salutations to all in the crew, 100%, and back at you. Phil, Dan colors his hair, drives a Tesla, and plays with girls. All of the above. Though not, I haven't yet dyed my hair. At least not since I was like 12 or 15 when I used to dye it like 40 different colors. But that was back when I had like long hair down to my the bottom of my back and stuff like that. I used to have to do all sorts of different stuff with hair, but that was the 80s. You had hairspray and all that stuff too. All right, Phil, just kidding. Dan is Adonis. There you go. All of that. See, Quentin, greetings and salutations all. I think we're going to beat that team this year. I'm telling you now, Detroit, no joke. Yeah, I would agree. I think the Lions, man, the more you look at their depth, the more you look at the offense, the potential, and the more you look at the defense, I think we're going to be a tough out for any team that plays against us. In fact, leading up, once we get past Saturday's final preseason game, we probably will see a guest appearance from Dan O'Damas out here with some bold predictions for the year. So might want to take a note that is coming. Of Voltron, good morning, Duke Crew. Back to you. I got a question. Is it the 5 Lions, since we are Lions Talk Live, or are we talking about the 15 robot cars? All right, John, good morning. All hope all is well. Back at you, John. Hopefully it's a great day. Phil, does Dan wear pants during the show? Never seen the lower half. Yeah, I would need a bigger camera, right, to fit the entire body in. But yeah, I usually wear like basketball shorts, to be fair. All right, Michael, what do you got? Greetings and salutations, Coach and Duke Crew! Exclamation points. Super Bowl of bust, one pride. Woo, woo! All the above. And good morning to you, Michael. Steve Rogers, shakeup, question mark. Did they put Houston in the starting lineup? I think they should make Houston the starting quarterback, running back, wide receiver, defensive tackle, safety, maybe even the head coach at some point. So, yes, James Houston is enshrined in Ford Field, if you ask me. Jason, Dan wears a kilt from what I understand. Superdome or bust, 100%. And yeah, basketball shorts can be kind of kiltish, especially you're talking about like late 80s, early 90s ones. Hookadoo, good morning, Coach and Duke crew. One Pride, Roar Detroit, 100%. Good morning, Hooks. See, Bo, hey, Coach, the intro music sounds like Sultans of Swing, maybe not the original. Can you tell us what it is? To be honest, Bo, I have no idea. All I know is it's one I won't get flagged from by YouTube. It's not copyright protected or anything like that, so it's freeware. So once I found that, it fit. They have a bunch of those out there. You find one that fits the tempo you want, I guess, and then you use it. I ran it for about a month before on videos, fully expecting at some point I'd have to edit it out. But hey, I guess it really is freeware because I haven't been hit with it. So small, duh, Jason, it's the kilt of destiny. Now that's what I need right there. Phil, trade Houston for a 6 and a good X-receiver. Hey, anything is possible. I'm just hoping Houston is here, but I am a little nervous about it. See, Jason, correct? Bo, Jason, you're kidding me. There you go. John, Thunder and Lightning, let's rock. 100%, my friend, 100%, John. Jason, what do you expect to see at the final preseason game? No starters, I assume? Yeah, I'm going to say no starters, no second stringers. In my opinion, probably the top 40 guys are not playing. Maybe the top 45. If MCDC is really being full disclosure, then yeah, to me, probably the top 40 guys, the guys aren't in any kind of situation. You're going to keep them all. You're probably not playing any of them. You don't want any of them being risked and hurt, which means really it's everybody battling for those final, as he said, 5 or 6 spots. So probably guy 51 through 90, they're out on the field, and hey, it's do or die time. You going to make this team or not? So I'm going to watch it from that standpoint. Maybe Hendon Hooker will be out there just for reps, but I think MCDC also kind of alluded to we might keep a third quarterback, if we think so, that we need to do that. So if they are honestly considering it, Nate Sudfeld's probably your third. You're probably having them both out there, but I would also think you're going to be pretty careful with Hendon Hooker because you do not want to get him hurt. All right, Moonscar, every time I pass a test on the highway, I always look to see if it's Dan. Hey, honk if you go on by. There you go. Phil, would it be a mistake to keep Donovan Peoples-Jones or Fountain instead of looking for a gritty receiver? Like I was saying earlier, these guys, the coaches, see these guys every day. They've got more integral information than anybody else out there. Every YouTuber, every beat reporter, every guy with feet on the ground can have their opinion. But the problem is coaches have their own opinion. I have coached, this will be my 35th year coaching multiple different sports. I have had so many people tell me I'm the village idiot for running, this kid on the field or offering that person a scholarship or that guy a contract. But at the end of the day, coaches go with what their instincts tell them. You and I can have an opinion on DPJ. He may have a completely different one. And I can tell you who's going to win that argument. It will be the coach because they're the one who gets to make that call. Hopefully everything keeps going like what happened yesterday in practice, and Donovan Peoples-Jones just is our number 4 wide receiver. All right, Robert, greetings and salutations all! ! Welcome to the Dan Thornton extravaganza. I'll go with that, and thanks for that, Robert. Thank you very much. See, Phil Hooker going to start and play the whole game. If it's me, I'd like him to play at least 3 quarters to keep his development progressing. Nate Sudfeld, how much is he going to get better from this at this point in his career in life? Probably not a ton, some maybe, but I'd like to see Hooker out there more just for developmental reasons. All right, John, I just got up and I think I have a brown bottle flu. Sorry to hear that, man. It's been a long time since I've had a beer. Maybe a couple decades. I'd say, Jason, the Motor City Kitties. Oh, yeah, we'll go with that. Hopefully they all grow into Lions. David, it's true that J.J. Watt is coming out of retirement. Not that I've heard, but if somebody else has heard something about that, go ahead and let us know. But I don't have anything on that one, David. See, Phil, how basketball practice going, Dan? We don't start yet. We won't start until November. So, we got a while. State championship is your future. My approach on coaching is always this, Phil. Whatever the sport is, you're 0 whatever until you've earned a win. So if I was MCDC, I'd be saying, man, Super Bowl, that's not realistic for us right now. Every team has that goal, but we're 0-18 until we go out and get a win against somebody. We've got to work our way up. I just always preferred that mentality. because then people don't get complacent. They feel like, man, just to even have a win this year, just to not be winless this year, we got to go out there and grind for every game. John, I have the brown bottle flu. It happens, man. Sorry to hear that. Hope you're doing okay. Robert, team of destiny. I agree with that 1,000%. Phil, get some help, John. There you go. Maybe a Mountain Dew. Moonscar, maybe the shakeup was they made the defense play offense and vice versa. Now, that would be some outside the box thinking there, Moonscar, and I'd take that. See, Bo, get yourself some cheap sunglasses, John. Yes, you might have to wear your sunglasses tonight. John, I have them on. There you go, Phil, laughing. Moonscar, what's that Bo always says? Hydration, hydration, hydration. There you go. John, cheap sunglasses, laughing. Hookadoo, drink canned beer, John. There you go. Dennis, Lions player of the day, Alex Karras. Yes, the former actor extravaganza. There you go. Yeah, good dude. Good dude. Stephanie, what do you got? John, do you wear your sunglasses at night? Question mark. Stephen, there you go, Stephen. All right. And Bo, the morning after lamination. Okay. Man Bear, good morning, all. Good morning to you too, Man Bear. Hopefully you're having a good one. Phil, any other world players being looked at by the team? Someone named Igor would be fun. Yeah, not that I'm aware of. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that, Phil, but it is possible. I'm sure their scouting department is looking wherever they can to find talent. Moonscar, no, wait, Bo said moderation. Correct. See, Anthony, good morning, Duke Crew. Back at you, Anthony. Hopefully it's a great one. Hookadoo, good morning, Man Bear. There you go. Hey, Dan, woo! Let's go, Lions, 100%. Gmo, what up, though? Super Bowl, woo! All right, good morning to you, too. Dennis, woo! Let's go, Lions. Let's see, Motown Mitch, greetings, salutations, Coach and Duke Crew. Lions rule, Bears drool. Woo! We got some mooing happening today. Hookadoo, good morning, my brother, good morning. There you go. Robert, Destiny is opening a Dan Thornton experience ride. Disney is opening a Dan Thornton experience ride. I can get everyone a deep discount. Who is in? Hey, let me know. I might even go on that. See, Anthony, good morning, brother Hookadoo. There you go. Kurt Steele, man of Steel himself. What up, Duke Crew? What up to you too, Kurt? Hopefully you're having an outstanding day, my friend. Doug, 31 other teams that cannot keep all of their good receivers. We've got things to offer that we can't keep. Dollar General is waiting our call. Yes, I think you're right with that, Doug. I think if you look across the team, or the league, I should say, there are a lot of teams with great depth at receiver. Some could potentially be additions and even improvements to the Detroit Lions. It will be real interesting, I think, the closer we get to this weekend, if any trades happen, anything shakes out. Was it the final cut down day is, I think, the 27th, so we got 6 days away. My guess is, man, you get to Friday, you probably start seeing some stuff really around the league happening. I mean, who knows, man, maybe today or tomorrow, but this weekend, maybe I should just say that, this weekend, you should probably see things happening. Rocky, good morning, Duke Crew. Back at you, Rock. Coach Rock, I should say. Dennis, I'm down, laughing out loud. Phil, Dan was hired to play Mucky Mouse. I'll go with play Mucky Mouse. Man, if there's enough zeros behind a one, I'll act to anything, man. It's not a problem. See, Frank the Tank, what up, though, East Side? Woo, woo, woo. Go Lions, 100%, and just for you, my friend. There you go. All right, Dennis, what up, though, Kurt? Phil, does the roster need to be expanded? Maybe 60 players? I mean, basically, that's what you have with the practice squad, in my opinion. You've got an expansion to roughly that amount. Paul, let's go. 100%, Paul, good morning. Kurt Steele, man of steel. Dennis, what's good? Robert, they would need to increase cap space also. Let's go, Lions. Yeah, they would, because you would have to offer more contracts. So correct on that. Moonscar, morning, man, Bear, Kurt, Dennis, all the above. Bo, nasty ankle breaker. Yeah, it was. That's J-Mo has become something. And that video, more video like that, it's just corroborating that. Kurt, that J-Mo route was spectacular. Yeah, he's going to be a problem. I don't think I would say, if it's me, you're probably realistically looking at him being doubled 60 to 70% of the time, because he is a game changer with his speed. It's going to be real hard for the average NFL cornerback. Let's keep in mind, not everybody's Deion Sanders or whoever you want to compare him to, or Sauce Gardner. but the vast majority of corners are not going to be able to cover him one-on-one, not unless you want to give up something big potentially on those plays. So you're going to see him more often than not change coverage to where two guys pick him up. Now, the good part is if you got two guys there, two guys on St. Brown, I mean, that's 4 out of your 11. You've got 7 guys to rush the quarterback, cover the tight end, cover the other receivers, and just get to the quarterback. Control the offensive line. That's going to be a problem for a lot of teams. John, I only regret that I have but one sub to give. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much for that. That's pretty awesome. See, Jason, Kurt, what up, though? Man Bear, Moonscar Blade, Anthony, good morning, Mr. Steele, Kurt, Jason Berry, what up, though? Bo, I thumbed for you. I thumbed for you too, Bo. So, hey, yeah, if you got a free second at a time, hit that thumbs, the like up, the subscribe button. Broski, Sudfield Hooker. Okay, Sudfield, I'll go with that, I guess. Dennis, morning, Moonscar Blade, all the above. The Lions, Super Bowl. Good morning, One Pride, Go Lions, 1,000%. And good morning to you too, Super Bowl 2024. Moonscar, yes, Broski, agree 100%. L, holding a clipboard and helping Goff scout opponents' defenses. Hey, there's a job right there. There's a lot of NFL quarterbacks that are backups that do just that. See, Jason, Broski Fields is better than Caleb. I think that this first year that could end up being true. Broski, Badger Fields, okay. Chuck E. Cheese morning, coach and do crew. Woo! All the above. Bo, Lord Vormer, Suds better? Question mark. You've got to be kilting. There you go. Broski, you want a deep ride with Dan? That's question mark at best. Yep. Oh, hey, who doesn't want to go to Disney or whatever? Maybe Cedar Point. Yes, and go on a bunch of amusement park rides. See, Amy Green's citations do crew. Josh Hendon Hooker is so much better than Nate Sudfield. I can't believe Nate is still available on the 53-man roster. Crazy. Yeah, and maybe MCDC's right. Maybe they keep a third just to keep him. My anticipation is he'll be on the practice squad. I don't see anybody picking him up. Phil, morning, Broski. Morning, Phil. Morning, Amy. Coach Dan, Bears are going to Scooby-Doo in Goff's. Yeah, we'll see, man. That's yeah, we don't get into that kind of stuff here. That's getting a little too deep dive for me, man. Kurt, Broski Bear, what up, though, fellow NC resident? That's true. You guys are both down in the same state. Let's see, Derek, good morning, coach and crew. I'm looking forward to spending Saturday afternoon with a hooker that has a tight end. There you go. And watching a Lions game, too. Hey, you got to fit it in when you can, my friend. I see Dennis laughing out loud at Broski. There you go. Bo, football is in the air. Can you feel it? Yes, it is that time of year, man. The high school teams, I want to say they start, is it next week? Or is it 2 weeks? I'm trying to think, man. I don't know. It's coming up real close. And then I think you've got like 12 days to college football or something like that. Amy, hi, Broski. Good morning. Kurt Steele. Bo Booth, what up, though? Broski, Coach Dan, my Bears O-line isn't good and probably will cost us multiple games. Yeah, if I was, in your shoes, Broski, that's probably the one concern with your team that I'm surprised they didn't address a little bit more aggressively this offseason. See, Broski, Kurt Steele, how you doing, sir? Question mark. Heading to the great town of Grainsville, South Carolina soon. Okay. Bo, my man from Flint. Good day, Kurt. Hey, there you go. Excuse me. Kurt, my wife's family's from Thornton. There you go. Phil, looking forward to listening to Dan's play-by-play while fishing, as long as Dan does the whole game. Yeah, I'm probably planning on just doing this game this weekend. I don't think we really have anything else planned. I do want to say that before the game, I got to get the other TV set up in here so I can stop watching the game on my phone, but I'll make that happen. See, Jason, Fake Broski without Destiny. There you go. Let's see, Bo Broski beer could be a seller. Now, that's something you should look into, Broski. Get your own beer. See, Dimitri, good morning, Dan Lions fam. Oh, yeah. Back at you, Dimitri. Anthony, I thought it was me that stole your account. Make up your mind. All of the above. Maybe it was a joint effort. Phil, go, Dan. There you go. Kurt Steele, we had a good debate on our show about the wide receiver position. I'll have to check that out. See, Chuck E. Cheese, my mother lives in Greensville across the border in North Carolina. Going there in 2 weeks. Woo! Well, go have a good time there, Chucky. There you go. Dr. Detroit, good morning. Good morning to you too, sir. Kurt Steele, Donovan Peoples-Jones is not gone yet. No, he's staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. All right, I'll stop with that, man. But yeah, it sounds like he had a real good practice yesterday. Him and Fountain, they might just know that, hey, this is it, man. It's put up or shut up time for them. So yeah, they might be balling out the best they can. They might have to ball up or they're gonna boss out. Huh? See what I did there? Let's see, Anthony. Who in the right mind would want to be you, let alone a Bears fan? Okay, I'm Broski with a Moski. I'll go with that. Frank the Tank, good luck on to that fuzzy bear. Bears will not win more than 8 games. Go Lions. There could be a lot of truth to that. Kurt Steele, Dr. Troy, what up, though, my guy? Anthony, down in Peoples Jones, not looking good. Yesterday, apparently, it might have been his best day as the Detroit Lion, but good for him, man. Hopefully, he does that again today and every day from here on out, because it would be a nice fit for the Lions if you could just get him to emerge. JP, I hope Donovan Peoples-Jones makes something of his opportunity. He fits the exposition. Yeah. I get everybody always wants to look for the next option, but sometimes if you can just get the ones you have to develop, that would be good. John, yabba dabba do. I see what you did there. See, Dr. Detroit, what up, Kurt? What time is the show? I want to say it's right after ours, 8 o'clock. Kurt will let us know, though, I'm sure. Phil, Donovan Peoples-Jones, resurrection. Yes, maybe he finally had a Mountain Dew or two and revitalized himself. Jason, would the last preseason game decide the last of the receiver room? It might come into play for sure, 100% there. Patrick, Donovan Peoples-Jones doing his best Megatron impersonation. And, if he can do that, man, wouldn't that be something? If Megatron was on this year's team, man, could you imagine that? Oy vey. Broski, Kurt Steele, Sumter is located in what they used to call PD region of South Carolina. Okay. I did not know that. Broski Bear, Dr. Detroit, morning. Phil, will Vaki play both ways this year? I don't think so, but anything is possible, Phil, especially if they get a lot of injuries. I just don't know if you'd want him out there playing in coverage unless he's really gone through it during the training camp, which, as far as I know, maybe Kurt or somebody else knows more. I don't know that he's done just that. All right, Kurt Steele, 8 a.m. right after this one, Dr. Detroit. There you go. Dr. Detroit, brisk, what up? Sweet. See you there, says Dr. Detroit. Chuck E. Cheese, Lions 13-4, Bears 10-7, Packers 6-11, Vikings winless. Wow. Now, Chuck E. Cheese, I'm going to hold you to all that. That would be a shakeup in the league. All right, Dimitri, what do you got? Kurt Steele, what up, though, Flintstone? Bo, Donovan Peoples-Jones is the triple X. There you go. Broski, Sudfield would be great backup in the UFL. There's probably a whole lot of truth to that. JP, no way the Vikings go winless. They have a decent roster, 5 wins at least. I'll go with that. Who knows how many they'll win. We'll see. Dennis laughing. Moonscar, Dan, maybe Donovan Peoples-Jones is just a practice player, but can't perform when it's on the line. There are guys like that. There are definitely players like that. Like that basketball player you always talk about, that, Randolph Keys, by the way, that could score like crazy, went up big, but sucked when, close, I'll never forget just somebody who implodes like that. And I remember coaching a guy in college at Western Michigan. He wasn't a star for us, but in practice, you thought he was. I can't even remember his name at this point. It's been like 30 years, but he was lights out in practice. Just get into the games, though, not so much. See, Phil, Kingsley Laguna, there you go. Donkey Kong, good morning, my friend. Haven't seen you in a hot second. Let's see, Super Bowl or bust. Thank you for that very informative take, as always. I appreciate it. Kurt Steele, Phil, my old school, Iron Mountain football. There you go. Iron Mountain football. I remember that. Kurt Steele, Dimitri Stewart, what up, though? Bo, gotta love the woo hair. The morning hair, the hair of woo. There you go. Phil, crash and smash, question mark. I need a Legatron shirt. Hey, somebody's got to come up with that, man. Somebody does, because I think that's going to catch on. John, text yellow gold, a severe thunderstorm warning coming all season. I like it. Put out the warning to the rest of the league. Kurt Steele, recorded show, Dr. Detroit. Jason, this is truly the comment section of destiny. I can't wait to dissect the regular season games here. Almost there. Man, we are like less than 3 weeks away. Don Kong, wait, when does the parking lot do crew party? We're aiming for the Tampa Bay game, so September 15th. I'd say Moonscar, I see similarities, exclamation point. Bo and the Nature Boy. Woo! I was going to say you look more like Bret the Hitman Hart, but I'll go with Ric Flair for sure. Let's see. Chuck E. Cheese, let's go tailgating. Superdome or bust. A true story. Phil, someone make a big Do Crew sign for the games for TV. That would be pretty impressive. Yeah, if anybody wants to go to the games and try to get on the air with the Do Crew sign, I'll try to clip that and use that in the intro for sure. See, John, I'm politically incorrect. A lot of us are. Charles Xavier. I'm pulling for Donovan Peoples-Jones. He has experience, and last year he caught some contested catches for us when called upon. Yeah, and I'm just hoping it takes another step forward for him. Bo, I was 21 sub once. There you go, and thanks for that, by the way. Mile marker, good morning. Deadline for roster cuts is the 27th. It's going to be crazy for the team between now and then. Yeah, a lot of guys. You got any gas left in that tank? You're full go, full bore. You're drinking 20 Mountain Dews every day this week before you go on the practice field because you know what's on the line, your career and your future. See, Bo, I'm just plain incorrect. I'll take that. Broski, good morning. Ryan Poles was just willing to give up a third-round pick for Matthew Duran. He went to the Falcons instead. Shake my head. We aren't a destination yet. Yeah, and that's what I was actually kind of surprised about, Broski. He chose them over you guys. But to be fair, Atlanta has done a sneaky good job of kind of constructing their roster, in my opinion. Ed, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Hey, Coach, what team in our division has improved the most on paper? I'd probably say, to be honest, probably the Bears, Ed, outside of us. I think we have improved the most. I would say they'd be right behind. But to me, they still have two major weaknesses. One of them could prove to pan out this year. I mean, I guess to be fair, both could if they both develop correctly. I'd say, Gary, good morning, all. Grit for life. The first real game is on the horizon, exclamation points. I feel like a kid again. Super Bowl, yeah, baby, yeah. Woo! All of the above. We'll go with that, Gary. And yeah, I can't wait to that first game. I will broadcast it, just so you guys know. I know of some of you guys have messaged. I'm planning on broadcasting it in the whole game. I think it'll be a pretty fun one for everybody to interact with. All right, let's see, Bo. Detroit is destination destiny. There you go. I'll take that. It sounds like something from the History Channel. All right, Gary, greetings, salutations, Coach and Duke Crew. Great news about Donovan Peoples-Jones, but if the Lions decided to go with another wide receiver, could they be interested in Woods from the Rams? Question mark. He has his third best season when playing with Goff. He's possibly an option. I don't know, just because I don't recover them that much. I don't know what Woods has left in the tank. But if they feel he's got something, I'm sure if he's available, they'd go after him. He does have, obviously some history with Goff, as you mentioned, Gary. Phil, tell us about why Dan thinks Houston is GOAT? Question mark. What's so special about? To me, as a coach, I always look for guys that are genetically rare. There's just something about them you can't coach or teach. So like with a Broderick Martin or a Manu or Jameson Williams, you could say Gibbs. These guys all have something about them that no coach can teach. Houston has that, in my opinion. I get it's hard for me to say that now because last year, obviously, broken ankle, hurt. This year, he's been beat up in training camp, so it's less of an opportunity to see it. But when he got on the field his rookie year, you could see it was special. He's a problem to block, especially for most taller tackles. Guards, I thought, had an easier time with him because of where the help comes from. But one-on-one situations with tackles, I thought he won a lot of them. Even if you go back last year and watch the first game in the opener against the Chiefs, you could see he was causing problems for their offensive line. He was getting to Pat Mahomes. It's just Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes and would get rid of the ball before taking the sack. Giovanni Lyons the second. I never get on live. Keep up the good work. Thanks for that. Woo! And hey, thanks for being here, man. Thank you very much for that. Moodscar Blade Tampa game Sunday, September 15th, 1 p.m. Is it a 1 p.m. game? I think maybe you're right. For some reason, off the top of my noggin, I was thinking 4 o'clock. But anyways, Bo, I'm driving down to the Tampa Bay game. I have room to give someone a lift. There you go. Hey, maybe coordinate that with everybody if you guys can. Let's see. Broski, Phil, Houston is a one-hit wonder, a one-trick pony. He's already washed up. Oh, wait and see. See, Great Lakes. Campbell said Hooker will be out there a lot. Yeah, and then I'm hoping he is, man. Dennis, Phil, Houston had a great offseason. I hope so. Anthony, I believe we keep 2 quarterbacks and Suds to practice squad. I like the way you're thinking, and I think that's probably what happens. Dennis, yep. Anthony, don't think Houston makes it. You're killing me, man. You're killing me, but you might be right. See, David, King Vaki, and Prince Williams. I like what you did there. See, Bo, the Lions sleeps tonight is a one-hit wonder. They're still going. I'll go with that. Hey, I'll compare. Here's the comparison for some of you guys, and it's a little bit old school. I compare James Houston to Rob Deere. He might lead the league in strikeouts, but when he hits, it's going to change the game. So some of you will get that, some of you won't. If for those who don't know, Rob Deere is a former Detroit Tiger and one guy that I actually enjoyed sitting down and having a beverage with. He led the league in strikeouts one year, and he set I want to say it's a record that still stands. He had more home runs in a season than he had singles, just because when he hit the ball, it was typically gone out of the park. But he might miss trying to hit it. All right, Dennis, don't sleep on Houston, 100%. Yes. Broski, I think the question is, can Hooker last the whole game? We'll find out. John, Taco Bell, beef, and bean burritos, great for hangovers. Good inside information. Anthony, Suds had 9 years to get better. What do you see is what you get. Yeah, at this point, I would agree with you on that, Anthony, 100%. See, Broski, Phil, if Houston is actually cut, you can bet top dollar my Bears will be calling his agent ASAP. The kid has potential and is better than anything we have right now. I like Houston, and you guys already get that. So, Dennis Broski, worry about your quarterback, okay? My actual question would be, is there a way you can cut Hooker? Would love him as in a Bears uniform, laughing out loud. There is a way we could, but I don't foresee that happening. See, Anthony Broski, worry about Caleb making it, period. All right? Amy, Dan O'Damas needs a fancier headwear like Cameron used to wear. Yeah, maybe I'll look to make an upgrade this week. I mean, it is almost, I know there's some places already selling, Halloween costumes. Maybe I can stop by and get something somewhere. Sanders, the starters not playing could hurt us to start the season. Yeah, and there are different takes on it. We all get it. Some people like playing the starters, some don't. This is clearly what I would say this coaching regime wants to do is keep him safe on the sidelines. Dimitri, I say let Hooker play all game. I'd be down with that, man, 100%. Let him get out there and any reps he can get. Phil, we're all on Tate Dan Thornton experience already. We'll take that. All right. Broski, the woo will turn into crying in about 2 weeks. Let's hope. I see what you're doing, Broski. Tears of joy. I got you, brother. All right, Bo, lamination, spelling. Hey, all the above. Let's see, Bo, to hear the lamination of the women. Good Conan the Barbarian quote right there. One of my favorite authors of all time, Robert E. Howard. See, John, what do you got? Brown bottle flu is nothing new to me. It happens, man. Phil, I see the Lions fans taking over stadiums. Again, KC was half blue in the stands. It was. And I think that was one of the more impressive things. Like when we went to Green Bay, also, that was another impressive one. Dimitri, it's going to be game over for Rams week 1. I'm hoping so. I don't have any updates on them, but like I said, we get past this weekend, I'll start offering more regular updates. See, Bo, the JMO effect is real. I believe it will be. Moonscar, Vaki had some nasty ankle breaker cuts throughout the old line last weekend's game, and he had one of our offensive line knocked into him when he was cutting. Yeah, he's looked very impressive. I'm going to guess most Lions fans have been pretty pleased with what you've seen out of him so far. Phil, will JMO be able to do the same against teams' number one backfields? As far as their cornerbacks, that's a good question, Phil. Will they put the number one corners on him or St. Brown? Either way, it's going to be favorable for Detroit, I believe. So wait and see. Bo, Tumble. It's like a Carmen chameleon thing. All right, we'll go with that. Applying pressure. I think that Ernest is better than Arnold. Okay. You think Rakestraw is better than Arnold? You know what? Applying by the end of the season, we might be having a debate with them, for whatever reasons. And then Rakestraw, man, they could both be number ones. They could both be pretty good. See, Ken, what do you got? Good morning from Sunbelt Beach, North Carolina. Man, everybody's in North Carolina. Go Lions. Hey, go Ken. Have a great day. Phil, Michigan Adventure is close by. Okay. That could be another destination too. Sir Richard, late to the show. What did I miss? Just so you have to go back and rewind it, but basically some shakeups to the offensive line, some depth. I think that is a big tell to who's going to be in and maybe regard to who might be cut later this week. And also Donovan Peoples-Jones. To be fair, also Doris Fountain as well. Both had monster days yesterday. Donovan Peoples-Jones maybe had the best day of his Lions career yesterday, going up, making contested catches over multiple defenders. I think one of them, I don't have my notes in front of me, I will say he went up and caught it, one in the end zone over 3 Lions defenders. So he had some pretty good moves out there yesterday. And they got to understand Broski is always talking, yes, about different things, okay? Phil, I worry about all these leg injuries. Medical staff already busy. Hey, it's football, and people, you don't want them hitting them in the head. You give them a little, real low area to hit people. And you know what? The little guy is going to typically tackle the bigger guy down low. So it happens, man. It's part of it, unfortunately. Dimitri, pause. Yeah, Broski, pause. There we go. Moonscar, high school football starts next week. Go Red Wolves. I knew it was close, man. And yes, go Red Wolves. They had a great year last year. Hopefully they can improve upon it this year. Miles, I'm Goff slappy, so I want a D line that gets the ball back to Goff in 4 plays or less. That would be nice. And I do think we're going to give the offense a lot more opportunities this year just because we can get stops. All right, Dimitri Bobuth, what up, Doe? Phil, bring Strokes back with some blue beer. There you go. Stroh's back there with some blue beer. Do they no longer make it? I mean, I'm really clueless when it comes to beer. In college, I drank beer, but after that, not so much. See, Broski, Chuck E. Cheese, that's a nice area, 100%. Phil, Dan has hairdo this morning. Yes, my hair, I haven't done anything. I usually don't before the show. I mean, really, all I've used in my hair since the 2000s, I just take some, hand lotion or whatever you would call it, like body lotion. I put it in my hair and I call it good. So I don't do a whole lot with it nowadays. Miles Marker, laughing out loud, staying alive. Yes, we are. We're going to be staying alive all the way to the Super Bowl. Bo, you can tell by the way I walk. Staying alive. I remember seeing that movie in theaters, man. I remember that. I love the song. Everybody knows that song. Perryman, greetings, salutations. Woo crew from the tip of the mitt. The way MCDC was talking, I'm thinking Ukwa is in. I mean, we've got so many good defensive players on the line. I do think some of them are going to get traded versus just getting cut. Is he going to make it? I like the guy. I think he's done a great job. Phil Donovan Peoples-Jones put his foot on the accelerator. Maybe he did, man. Like I said, maybe he had a few Mountain Dews. Applying pressure, we need to scout another Megatron. Man, everybody in the world is scouting for that next Megatron. I got to imagine. Like I said, I think I was mentioning earlier this week, there is a guy for the Chiefs that might get cut. He is 6'4". He's not a game breaker speed, but he is 6'4". He can jump. He can go get it. I worry about his physical strength and his blocking, but if you're looking for just a big body guy to go up and win some contested catches, he might be that guy. But I also know this Lions coaching staff wants the receivers to block. All right, Dennis, I'm always wanted to go to the Carolinas. Yeah, good place for sure, especially if you can get some fried gator. I actually don't mind the gator bites, especially with some hot sauce. Dimitri, Dan, no singing or dancing. There you go. Broski, Coach Dan, obviously you're the songbird of your generation. Please sing more. Yeah, one thing you probably don't ever want is me singing, man. It's just not good stuff. All right, Moonscar, Phil, they brought Stroh's back. You can find it. I saw it in Bay City early this year at Kroger. Pabst Brews It Now. There you go. I remember what was another good one from Steel City Beer. Yeah, something like that from the Pittsburgh area. Moonscar, Phil, you can also order it online, I believe. Okay. Phil, is Megatron secretly practicing with the team? Bring him in for the playoffs. He isn't that old. Man, how old is Megatron now? He's got to be 40. Somebody can probably Google that and find out. Anthony, wow, a Megatron on this team. Go with the Legatron. Yes, Megatron and Legatron. That would be awesome. Dennis, does Kildor make the team? I think there's a real good chance he does make the team. Both of them, Dorsey and Bildor, excuse me. Phil, still fire brewed? That I don't know. Brent, good morning, Duke Crew. Lombardi, no bust. Oh, yeah. Good morning, Brent. John, no singing there, Coach Dan. There you go. Trumps, woo! Good morning to you, too. John, Coach. Yes, I knew we were going there. It took me a second, but yes. Let's see, Bo, CSI, Coach Dan. There you go. Hey, get me that role, man. I'll be on there tomorrow. Let's see, Patrick, Eric Hipple for the Lions quarterback was just the opposite. He was not that great in practice, but he came on strong in the game. Unless he got rattled, then he would panic. Yeah, there's some guys that do that as well. So it's just funny how it always kind of shakes out. Phil, some of us were in the first 10 subs. Remember when Dan was a guest on Micro Mike with Ant-Man and others? Yeah, it's just tough getting on Micro Mics all the time because, as you guys know, most of his broadcasts are like noon or 1 o'clock. And it's just tough with work-wise. I try to get on there when I can. It has gotten tougher this year. See, Moonscar, Phil, from what I found online, no, is not the Firebrood, okay? Phil, I have heard that with straws, it's not the fire brood. Okay. Jason, don't we have a fair amount of cap space? We do. A little over 30 million, I want to say, Jason. See, Dennis, yes. Phil, saving money to pay our core players. I do believe that's where they're going with things. Jason, free agent wide receiver? Maybe. Dennis, right? JP, about 38 to 40 million, Jason Berry. Okay. Anthony, I believe in what Brad and Dan are cooking, and so far I'm not disappointed. Yeah, me neither. I think all Lions fans are pretty happy. Let's see, Phil, what's Mahomes' next move? Question mark. Bouncing the ball off the defender's face mask? Maybe. Yeah, off the uprights, back to the receiver. Who knows, man? Henry Moore, good morning, Coach Dan. Great show today. May everyone have a great day. Go Lions. Same to you, Henry. Hopefully you're having a great day, my friend. See, Jason, we still need some cash to pay Hutch and a few others next year. They could be trying to save for that, 100%. Frank the Tank, listen to set a wide receiver. We all want to go out and get a wide receiver. 6'2", 200 pounds wide receiver. We have two of them in the team practicing with Goff now, and we have our ex-receiver. He's already go Lions. Yeah, it could be. And maybe these guys are ready to turn it on to another gear. Robert, Jason could be generic. Yeah, there could be. Dennis, Rob Deere, laughing out loud. Chuck W. Rob Deere had a cannon arm. Rob Deere, yeah, he did arm in right field. I did like watching the Tigers back then. Him, Mickey Tettleton, Fielder. They had a murderous row. They just did not have any pitching back then. Let's see, Bo always swinging for the park deer. Yeah, he would, man. But when he hit it, that thing was gone. Phil, Jackson in the box tacos, even better tonight. Hangovers, there you go. Dominic, good morning from Texas. Good morning to you too. Frank the Tank, starters didn't play last year in the preseason and didn't hurt us. Correct. Ken, green salutations. Do crew disco? Question mark. Do we have to put Dan in a timeout? Dread Detroit Rockers engaged in the abomination of disco forever. Yeah, get rid of the disco. Fair enough, man. Kurt, recorded Boss Up, Boss Out podcast today. No live chat today. Fair enough. And thank you for that public service announcement. Let's see, Phil, boo them kids. All right. Frank the Tank, why do we all want Hooker to play the whole game? So Lions fans were thinking about nothing but ourselves. Let Dan Campbell cook. Yeah, let him go out there. He'll make the right choice for the team. See, Frank, why do we want the Hooker to play? Yeah, I get you, man. I get you. Phil, how many all-pro players do the Lions have this year? I'm going to go with 8. I think we'll have 7 to 8, right in that range. That's my opinion. Let's see. Bo, Arnold, and Rakestraw are the future backbone of the air traffic control crew. A lot of truth to that. Frank Tank is saying 6. Okay. Frank the Tank, 4 on offense, 2 on defense. I'll go with that. See, Bo, happy trails to y'all do. To you, all done and dusted. See y'all tomorrow. See you then, Bo. Have a great one. Frank the Tank, you missed everything, Rich. It happens, man. Dimitri Baki is a beast. Yes, he is, I believe. See, Dennis, you guys have a great day. Same to you, Dennis. Frank Tank, Baki is 4 running backs. Yes. Broski, Anthony Cunningham. Wow, a Megatron on this team. Wow. Stop sipping for Megatron and Legatron. Sounds like it might be a thing you have. All right. Frank, sorry, he's not going to overtake Craig Reynolds, a beast. Yeah, Reynolds, I think I hope he makes it, man. Does Rakestraw really rake straws, bro? That I don't know. Frank, Tank, from last year, all the team needed was a better defense, and we got that top 10 defense. Could be. All right, guys, a couple more of somebody that haven't been on as much. Eric Gibbs will have a big season this year. Top 3 running back, all pro. Woo! I'll agree with that. I think he's gonna have a phenomenal season in a multiple different roles this year. Creative idea, no change, wide receiver until teams cuts. That could be. Thanks, Dan, says Phil. I'll go with that. Chuck W, maybe 8 Pro Bowlers, not all pro. Oh, that's fair enough. Perry Man, hasta mañana crew, hasta mañana to you too. Phil, show to 10,000 subs before the season starts. Man, we've got 3 weeks. That would be a massive increase. I would take it. All right, guys, I'll go ahead and get out of here. If there is some sort of breaking news later today, I'll get it over to you as fast as I can. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We're like 20 subs away from 7,400. So if you can help with that, would be great. Also, before you depart, if you can hit the thumbs up, the like button thing, I surely would be thankful. Take care. Do something kind for someone you don't know. We'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live. See you guys.
Happy trail.